Deep within the Perseus galaxy cluster, this cosmic vibration stretches across a staggering expanse of 250 million light-years. Yet researchers were shocked to find the supposedly silent void. Modern science long maintained that the vacuum of NASA has now shattered that illusion with a recording of the guttural moan emerging from a distant cosmic abyss. Number 10. The Perseus anomaly. Deep within the Perseus galaxy cluster, roughly 250 million light-years away, something is pulsing with the energy of a billion suns. This isn't a metaphorical sound, it's a physical ripple traveling through a medium that the laws of physics shouldn't allow in a vacuum. While most of space is an empty void, these massive galaxy clusters are filled with 180 million degree gas, a hot cosmic plasma that provides. In 2003, NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory detected actual pressure waves sent out by a supermassive black hole, creating ripples in the cluster's gas that represent the deepest note ever detected in the history of the universe. This black hole is playing a B-flat, but it isn't a note you could ever hope to hear naturally. It vibrates at a frequency 57 octaves below middle C, with a single oscillation taking 10 million years to complete. To our human ears, it sounds like an ancient primordial howl, a sound that breaks the... This cosmic feedback is so powerful, it prevents the surrounding gas from cooling, effectively stopping the birth of new stars. It is an existential terror, a massive engine of destruction that screams into the void, ensuring its surroundings remain a scorched. Scientists are still grappling with the sheer scale of this acoustic energy, as the vibration. Seeing the universe is one thing, but hearing it scream back at you changes. Number 7. The frequency of the eternal void. To understand the true scale of what NASA recorded, you have to look past the audio clip and into the math, where the physics starts to break your sense of time. The black hole at the center of the Perseus galaxy cluster is playing a note so deep it would take a human 10 million years to hear a single vibration. This is the lowest note ever detected in the observable universe, a B-flat that sits 57 octaves below middle C. It is a frequency that doesn't just vibrate the air, it vibrates the very fabric of the cosmos. Astronomers first detected these ripples back in 2003. Noticing that the pressure waves were physically carving out massive cavities in the surrounding gas. These ripples are sound waves in the truest sense, traveling through a medium of plasma that reaches temperatures of 180 million degrees Fahrenheit. At this scale, the distinction between a sound wave and a gravitational pulse begins to blur, creating a cosmic anomaly that challenges our perception of reality. We are witnessing a physical scream that has been echoing through the Perseus cluster for billions of years. A pulse of pure everything they believed up to this point was wrong. Number 6. The quadrillion-fold resynthesis. Because the black hole's natural song is far below the threshold of any biological ear, NASA's team, including visualization scientist Kimberly Arcand and the musicians Matt Russo and Andrew Santaguida at System Sound, had to perform a radical act of mathematical scaling. To make the Perseus data audible to a human ear, they had to pitch the frequencies up by 144 quadrillion and 288 quadrillion times their original state. That is a number so vast it practically loses meaning. It represents the compression of millions of years of celestial movement into a single haunting second of audio. This process of sonification isn't just a simple translation. It is a window into a timescale that makes human existence look like a flickering spark in a hurricane. By shifting the data 57 and 58 octaves, we are effectively hearing the heartbeat of a supermassive entity that has been pulsing since before the first civilizations were even a dream. The resulting sound is a textured guttural moan that evokes a sense of existential terror, not just because of its haunting quality, but because of what it represents. The raw, vibrating power of a singularity that consumes everything nearby, while keeping the surrounding galaxy in a state of eternal superheated stasis. It is the sound of an ancient mechanism keeping its territory under control, a reminder that the universe is not a silent gallery, but a screaming active expanse that operates on a level of physics that renders. We are no longer just looking at the event horizon, we are finally hearing the vibration of the beast that lives within it. As we approach the present day, the cosmic orchestra has only grown more crowded and more unsettling. In May 2025, NASA significantly expanded its Universe of Sound project, inviting us to listen to the death rattles of objects. This wasn't just a repeat of the Perseus recording, it was a shift toward multi-messenger sonification, blending the piercing X-ray data from the Imaging X-ray Polarimetry Explorer, or IXPE, with the cold, ghostly infrared eyes of the James Webb Space Telescope. One of the most haunting additions to this digital choir is WR124, a massive rare star located 15,000 light-years away. It is a Wolf-Rayet star, a celestial giant shedding its outer layers in violent, chaotic bursts as it prepares to collapse into a black hole. When NASA translates this data, it doesn't sound like a simple musical note. It sounds like a textured, turbulent storm. The actual sound of a star tearing itself apart before the void claims it forever. Everything they believed up to this point was wrong. The 2025 updates also brought us the sonification of SS433, a cannibalistic binary system where a black hole or neutron star is actively feeding on a companion. As the compact object gulps down the gaseous flesh of its partner, it ejects twin jets of matter at a significant fraction of the speed of light. This isn't just data, it is the auditory representation of astronomical violence on a scale that breaks the human imagination. By mapping X-ray polarization and infrared light into these complex soundscapes, scientists have moved beyond simple pitches into a realm of sonic texture that makes the vacuum of space feel alive and predatory. We are no longer just looking at the stars, we are hearing the resonance of their destruction, a multi-layered symphony of X-ray shrieks and infrared whispers that remind us how fragile. These new recordings suggest that the universe isn't just a dark room. It is a room filled with invisible, screaming. The depth of these sounds provides a sensory bridge to the unreachable, turning the invisible polarizations of light into a grit and texture that feels like it's scraping against the back of your skull. We are witnessing the birth of a new kind of astronomy, where the shadows of the event horizon are no longer silent, but instead compose a haunting melody of the abyss. The expansion of NASA's Universe of Sound project in May 2025 shifted the focus from static ripples to the multi-layered texture of dying stars. This phase introduced multi-messenger sonification, a technique that blends data from the James Webb Space Telescope's infrared cameras with X-ray polarization from the IXPE mission. By mapping different wavelengths to distinct instruments and textures, NASA created a far more visceral and terrifyingly. This approach allows us to perceive the directionality and intensity of cosmic forces in a way that feels dangerously intimate, turning abstract scientific data into a direct auditory assault on the senses. But the most shocking part of this story hasn't even begun. Number 2. The Wolf-Rayet star WR124. Located inside the constellation Sagitta, it is a massive stellar entity in its final stage of life, shedding its entire outer structure in a violent. This is a sun on the literal verge of becoming a black hole, a transition that would break the laws of physics as we understand them in our daily lives. When NASA translated the infrared data from James Webb, instead, they captured a crackling, frantic disintegration. It is the auditory signature of a giant tearing itself apart into the observable universe. This sonification provides a profound sense of existential terror, as it allows us to hear the literal precursor to a black hole's birth, a roar of light and matter that will soon be consumed by a singularity. Number 1. The SS433 microquasar. This binary system represents a different kind of cosmic anomaly. At its center, a compact object like a black hole is locked in a graveyard dance, with a companion star siphoning material to fuel massive radiation jets that blast away at a significant fraction of the speed of light. In the 2025 sonification, researchers used X-ray polarization to map the twist and orientation of magnetic fields near the event horizon. The resulting audio is a rhythmic mechanical pulse, a heartbeat of destruction. It sounds like a gravitational engine, a relentless machine that turns matter into pure energy and dread. By listening to the mechanical throb of SS433, we are forced to confront the cold, indifferent reality of the cosmos, where even the most fundamental forces of nature sound like a warning call from the deep. These new updates to the cosmic choir prove that the universe is never truly silent. It is screaming with the energy. Standing at the edge of the event horizon, we are forced to confront a reality that defies our most basic senses. This haunting, guttural moan from the Perseus cluster is more than just a scientific curiosity. When NASA resynthesized these signals, scaling them up by 144 quadrillion and 288 quadrillion times, they didn't just create an audio clip, They opened a window into the existential terror of the deep cosmos. We are listening to the physical ripple of gravity, a pressure wave moving through 180 million degree gas that has been traveling for 250 million light-years. This cosmic anomaly proves that while we may feel safe in our silent corner of the galaxy, the observable universe is shouting in a frequency we were never meant to hear. The realization that a supermassive black hole is playing a B-flat note 57 octaves below middle C breaks our understanding of scale, making human history feel like a nanosecond in the face of a 10 million-year oscillation. As we integrate new data from the 2025 updates, including the textured, multi-messenger sonifications of objects like SS433 and the dying star WR124, the cosmic choir. These sounds represent the ultimate boundary of physics, where time itself begins to warp and information is stretched to the breaking point. This is the true sound of gravity, a lingering echo of power that reminds us we are merely transients in a universe that is vast, violent, and deeply anciently loud. We are left staring into the dark, knowing that the silence of space was always an illusion, masking a screen. If you want to keep looking at the universe the way it really is, make sure to subscribe, and let me know in the comments.